I wasn't sure you'd see me. Not that I blame you. The way I showed up like that, out of the blue. It's no wonder you were upset. It was clumsy of me. I apologize.
Why did you come here?
I thought it was time for us to get to know each other.
All of a sudden, you have an overpowering desire to know me?
It isn't new. I've always wondered what happened to you. Where you were, what you were doing.
Well, now you know. So why don't you leave? I want to help you. Help me? Spare me your help. You've obviously never spent time in a place like this. I've got more help than I know what to do with. I've got doctors in my face 10 hours a day. I've got endless group sessions with idiots who can't find their own way out of a room, much less exert any control over their lives. And now you show up? I don't want your help.
None of those people are your family, Ryan.
Yeah? Well, neither are you.
You don't really believe that?
Don't tell me what to believe! I don't know you.
Then why did you call me Kevin when I came here before?
Yeah, I guess it's silly to keep denying it. I do know you. Like I know myself. You're my twin. How does that make you feel, Kevin?
Somehow you don't look like a woman who holds her heart's desire in her hands.
I'm happy about the house. I'm trying to make myself believe that we're actually going to live in it together for a long time.
We are. We're going to spend entire summers on that front porch. And in a hammock.
The hammock?
I'm going to buy a hammock. There's a perfect spot for one in the backyard. I wanted to make love in a hammock again ever since Costa Rica. Remember?
I'd make love with you anywhere.
Be careful. Those words will come back to haunt you.
Do you know how much I love you?
I think so. I hope so.
Because if anything ever happened to you,
It won't.
I'd... We can't be sure.
I'm sure.
Luke, everything that I care about is on the line here.
Laura, I don't want to go into this right now. I know what I'm doing.
So, what? You want me to just be a good little wife and shut up now because I'm saying things that you don't want to hear?
Of course not.
Well, good. Because I'll never be her. This is my life. I need you here with me, alive. And so does your son.
I have no intention of dying soon.
But you could go to jail. If you actually go ahead with this thing, you bring a hitman into the country and he actually kills off this Joe Garfield character, then you're going to be an accessory to murder.
I wish you would stop saying that.
Mind if I join you?
know I'm gonna find a way. Nothing's gonna stop me now. I'll find a way somehow. I've been searching everywhere, looking for someone to care. I know I've got to find some kind of peace of mind, baby. Oh, oh.
You're real.
I was just having that very thought about you.
How long have you been staring at me?
You don't want to know.
Oh, jeez. Oh, no, don't tell me like I drooled or I snore or something like that.
You mumbled.
Anything incriminating?
Only that last night was the most exciting night of your life. And something about Eddie Main being the world's greatest lover.
I said that.
That's what I heard.
Well, I guess I don't lie in my sleep.
I guess not.
You not sorry?
No. The past 24 hours have been close to perfect.
Well, I know how to slide right past close to.
Consider me your willing accomplice.
Ooh, I've always wanted one of those. Does that mean you will do whatever I say?
Put me where you want me.
Front and center. I want you to join the band, Eddie. Please say yes. Plenty of time to think about it.
Speaking strictly for myself, at a certain point last night, my brain stopped functioning completely.
Eddie, you can't set yourself up with a statement like that. Besides, it's not going to work.
What?
Changing the subject. Look, hey, I saw you on that stage last night, and I couldn't take my eyes off of you. Not once. Do you know what that tells me?
No.
You were a guy in his element. You got way off.
I won't deny that.
So then why the hesitation blues?
Because I have real responsibilities. Other people have real expectations of me. And the whole idea of just chucking it all in to join a rock band, it's outrageous. I mean, it'd be like me joining the circus or something.
Outrageous, according to whom?
Lois, I'm flattered, really, I am. And yes, I loved it. I mean, I loved the way the music felt pounding behind me, and I liked the heat of the lamps shining down on me. And I loved looking out and seeing you beaming up at me. But that's not my life. I mean, it's a fantasy.
And you have something against fantasy.
Not if they're kept in their proper perspective.
Oh, God. You know you sound like you're 100 years old.
Yeah, maybe I am.
Listen to me. Pay attention because I'm about to tell you something true, all right?
Okay.
Fantasies are real. Fantasies do exist. And do you know why they exist? Because they're your heart's way of nudging you into doing something you really want to do. And I'm telling you important stuff here, because the difference between living life and marking time is having the courage to go after your bliss. Okay, yeah, so it takes courage to join the circus or whatever you said. Yeah, fine, okay. But you're so anxious to please those people, they couldn't walk a block in your shoes. So what are you doing, Eddie?
You're amazing. I listen to you, and I start to think it's possible.
It is possible. Look, Eddie, I am offering you a chance here, and all you gotta do is reach out and take it. I mean, why do you need me to tell you any of this? You know, talent is a very funny thing. If you don't use it, it's like you slapping the universe right across the face, you know? And you know what happens then? She gets PO'd and she takes it away. And I dare you. I dare you to tell me that selling 6 gross of cold remedy somewhere in Utica puts a patch on that feeling you've got on that stage.
That cold medicine pays the bills.
Okay, all right, good. Yay. Okay, so when you die, Eddie, everybody's gonna say, good old Eddie, he paid his bills. Fine.
Okay, Lois. All right. I understand what you're saying. Now I want you to try to see it from my point of view. Are you listening to me?
Yes.
Okay. My family has very specific expectations of me. I fulfill them. That's what it's always been. That's what I do. I don't even know how to be anything else.
It looks like you never will be. All right, look. One more time, and then I swear I'm gonna let it go, all right?
Okay.
Rochester
Mm-hmm.
is not that far away from Buffalo. Now, I'm not asking for many rehearsals, and I'm not asking you to quit your day job because, you know, well, at least until the band takes off. This is not going to rock your world, Eddie. We'll take it nice and easy, just like Tina Turner says, you know? I'll book a few gigs, we'll see how it goes. 1 month. No, 3 weeks. Give me 3 weeks, and I swear to you, you will be on your knees thanking me.
3 weeks.
3.
And if it doesn't work?
It doesn't work. Hmm?
Okay.
Yes! Oh! Mark your calendar, Eddie. This is a red letter day. So, how am I going to get in touch with you?
Well, that won't be easy, actually.
Oh, God.
What?
Oh, God, I knew it.
What?
I was right. You are married, aren't you? Oh, I should have known.
Lois.
No, don't say it, you know? I mean, I should have learned my lesson by now. If things seem too good to be true, they usually are. Too good to be true.
Lois, I'm not married.
Right.
I swear to you. What are you doing?
On the Bible.
I swear to you, there is no wife.
And why won't you give me a number?
Because I'm very hard to reach. I'm on the road most of the time, incommunicado. But I tell you what, I'll give you my mobile phone number. And basically, you'll just have to wait until I contact you. Okay?
All right. But you're gonna have to check in regular, and I mean like clockwork.
You've got it.
Hold on to those vocal cords, Eddie. It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
won't take up too much of your time.
Good.
Hello, Sean.
Hello, Laura. Forgive me for barging in like this.
That's all right. I'd like to hear what you have to say.
Oh, that's refreshing.
The point, Donnelly.
I just want to clear up this misconception you have about what happened down in Mexico, and I'm not going to deny the fact that I was rather self-motivated in those days. And if by using you would have gotten me closer to that treasure, I wouldn't have hesitated. But I did not try to have you killed.
You and Peter Harrell planned the whole thing together, Sean.
That's not true. Peter had his own agenda that I wasn't privy to. In fact, I didn't even know he'd set you up until the whole business was over with. Although through the years, I've come to suspect that Peter had rather a tenuous connection to Frank Smith.
Why doesn't that surprise me?
It's amazing, isn't it? Everything always leads back to Frank Smith.
Look, Sean, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt if that's what you need.
Fair enough.
Thank you for stopping by.
Oh, one more thing, since I already have your attention. Knowing the risk you were taking with Smith, I don't understand why you came back here to Port Charles.
It's none of your business.
It is if you made a deal with him. Then it's definitely my business.
Now, just out of curiosity's sake, what is it you would do if I had?
Offer my help. And I think you probably need it if the word on the street is accurate.
What's the word on the street?
That there's this guy by the name of Joe Garfield out of Detroit who's been circling Smith's organization for some time now. It seems he's revving up to move in on him. Can't say I'm surprised. I saw it coming from about a mile off. In any event, it's not going to be very pretty.
Well, I'm sure if this happened, the fine police department that you represent can handle it with your usual finesse.
Look, Luke, all I'm saying is if you do find yourself in a position where you need my help, just call. Instead of doing something that would put us on opposite sides of the fence.
Well, that would be stupid. I make it a point never to do anything stupid.
What do you make of that?
Slick. Slick as ever.
So you still don't trust him?
Do you?
Maybe. Would you consider letting him help?
No. No. No cops. No cops. I bring a cop into this deal and everything changes. All bets are off. I walk a policeman in here, and I am a dead man, for sure. The only thing that makes sense is what we're doing. Getting inside, convincing Smith of my loyalty, and taking it from there. What I don't need is some over-enthusiastic flatfoot with a guilty conscience blowing this whole thing up in my face.
Do you know how much I hate this?
It's strange. Seeing you again brings up images I haven't conjured in years. Is that good? I think so. What about you? What about me? You must have some memories of our childhood. I had no childhood. I realize it must have been difficult for you when we were separated. You can't even begin to imagine. That's why it's productive to try and think of the time before. You may come to understand that there were good times, however fleeting. No, there's nothing worth remembering. The library. Thousands of books in cases that stretch to the ceiling. Brown leather furniture. The smell of our father's pipe. The fires that he made every single winter night. You and I are playing. We've just been given a new red fire truck.
and red wooden blocks. You were so good with those blocks. No matter what we thought of, you could always build it. I envied that. That you could take something from your mind and realize it with your hand.
I built a fire station with the blocks. We had toy soldiers and we drafted them as firemen. We put out the raging inferno in the fireplace. And we drove our new fire truck into the fire station. And we were brothers.
You know, this is very nice and everything, Felicia, but I still don't really understand why I'm here.
Do you mind if I ask you something personal?
No. Go ahead.
Before Bill's death, did you ever worry about what you were bringing to your partnership with Paul? Monetarily speaking, I mean.
I'm not sure I understand.
Well, the moment that Mac and I decided we were going to get married, I started thinking about partnerships and what they mean and covenants between people and things like that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I think equality is very important. But the fact is, when I assess my worth, it doesn't come up to much.
You mean in dollars and cents?
Yeah.
Is there some way I can help you?
Yeah, I would like to buy your share of the Outback. Not that Mac and I wouldn't want you, though.
No, I wasn't thinking that. It's such a coincidence. I mean, Paul and I were just discussing what to do with my windfall that I've just inherited.
Well, it must be so overwhelming to be rich all of a sudden.
Frankly, it's more of a hassle than anything else.
All that money a hassle?
I don't know anything about stocks and bonds and sureties and company prospectus. I don't even want to. You know, the thing that I found least appealing about Ned was that $250,000 fortune that was attached to him.
This must be an all-time first.
I'm an interior designer. I love what I do. I don't want to have to take time away from it to bumble my way through all the businesses that Bill acquired. So in answer to your question, yes. Buy my share, please.
Oh, that's great. Great. I can't wait to see the look on his face. You know, I'm going to give it to him as a wedding present.
I'm impressed.
Well, see, what do we do now? We have to decide on the price.
Right.
Don't you check your messages anymore?
Why should I return your call when all I'm going to get is more phony condolences?
Your breakup with Baldwin is the last thing on my mind.
Well, why don't you say whatever it is you want to say and leave me alone?
That's fine by me. There's an important board meeting at ELQ, and my proposals are on the agenda.
Oh, congratulations. At least one of us will come out smelling like a rose.
Well, when it comes to a vote, I'm going to have a difficult time explaining why my holdings are short 0.5%, not to mention how awkward a time I'll have explaining how you happen to be in possession of that half point.
I'm not sure I understand. Am I supposed to care that you might be feeling the tiniest bit uncomfortable?
I need your permission to vote that stock.
I don't know, Damien. I mean, wouldn't I be remiss as an investor if I didn't play an active part in the decision-making of the company? Maybe I should even go to that meeting.
No matter what you feel about me, you have to admit you're way over your head on this one.
And what are you, a financial genius? What do you tell me that if I stick with you, you'll make me rich?
Stranger things have happened.
You wouldn't be trying to hurt me, would you, Damien, in some backhanded way?
I'd have to care to make the effort.
All right. Go ahead. What do I have to lose?
I was hoping you'd see it my way.
You know I would. But don't be so smug, Damien. We have shared many nights together. Talked about everything. Our hopes, our dreams, all your plans for ELQ. And you know, I have such a mind for detail.
Do I detect a threat here?
Damien, we don't need threats between us, do we?
Hello, Catherine.
Ned, I'm glad I saw you. I want to say goodbye.
Really? Checking out?
Yes, this afternoon. My apartment is ready, at last.
This apartment of yours is in Port Charles?
What did you think? That I'd go running off with my tail between my legs? Unless you know something that I don't, like, maybe Lucy is scheduled a public flogging, perhaps?
Well, Catherine, I honestly don't know what transpired between you and Scott, except for the fact that your popularity around town has taken a bit of a nosedive.
Well, if congeniality contests meant anything in life, where would that leave the Quartermaines?
Ouch.
I'm sorry. I'm really not the most pleasant person today.
I'll tell you what. Let's share secrets.
Well, that depends. How personal you want to get.
You clue me in on what made you persona non grata, and I'll tell you how to inspire real fear and loathing, Quartermaine style. Ryan.
No! You do remember. I was there.
Only memories, Ryan. They can't hurt you. Don't be afraid.
I am not afraid. I just don't like to think about all that. Nothing ever changes. Everything ends up the same, so what's the point?
To understand the reasons why.
Who cares? You want to know what I understand? I understand that after that cozy little scene in front of the fire, our parents split up. And you got to leave with Dad. And the library didn't smell of his pipe anymore. It reeked of jasmine cologne, a scent that makes me gag to this day. And soon the room was cold because Mother wasn't fond of fires. It reminded her of what she'd lost. And I wasn't allowed to play with my toys in that room because having me underfoot always made her so nervous. She practically banished me to my room, and that was only the beginning. Once I was old enough, she really started to pile it on. She spent the rest of her miserable life making me pay because she got left. God, I hated her.
I've tried to remember her, but all I get are vague recollections.
Yeah, well, we've already established that you were the lucky one.
Father used to tell me appalling stories. I assumed he exaggerated.
Not possible.
Ryan, I'm sorry. It must have been a hideous way to live.
Hey, I turned out fine. Mother would have been proud. I found something I'm really good at. But there I go monopolizing the conversation again. You know, you have to stop me when I do that. It's a recently acquired habit. Because the only voice worth listening to in here is mine. So tell me about yourself. My other half.
Dad and I went to Europe. We moved around a lot. Dad took advantage of the opportunity to travel. Evidently, Mother hated it. He said that it was unbearable with her whining and complaining, so it was just easier to stay home. After a while, it got so we'd both get itchy if we stayed in one place too long. Eventually, he remarried.
Someone just like dear old Mom?
No. I liked her very much.
Are they here too?
They were both killed in a car crash in the Italian Alps. Father was passing a truck in the upgrade. Head-on collision with a car coming down the mountain.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that my cue to cry?
was your father.
He was your father. So, Kev, what'd you grow up to be?
I'm a psychiatrist.
You're a shrink? That is wonderful. And how convenient. Your own private case study. Well, this explains a lot.
I didn't look you up to analyze you, Ron.
Oh, the hell you didn't.
Not like you think. We're identical twins. Yes, it fascinates me.
You don't fool me, Doctor. There was some awfully funky gene swimming around in our pool, and who's to say you didn't get it?
Violence is conditioned, not genetic.
You hope. Oh, what difference does it make? If you were so fascinated, why didn't you try and find me sooner?
I wanted to. After you moved out of the old house, Mother apparently went to extraordinary lengths to cover your tracks. It was as if you slid off the end of the earth. A few months ago, I read about your misfortune.
And you just had to come here to make sure you're not me.
Well, did you and Sean kiss and make up?
Ruby, this was hardly a lover's spat. You know what I mean? It isn't quite that simple.
It was a simple misunderstanding, and you were being stubborn.
You weren't there. You don't know. Stay out of it. I'm going to give him a benefit of the doubt. What else can I do?
Well, all right, all right. Huh. Are these the papers to the family homestead?
Yes, we just came back from the bank.
Congratulations.
Oh, thanks. You know what? Maybe you can help me solve a mystery.
Well, I love mysteries.
All right. Well, during the title search of the house, a couple of names came up, Daniel and Mary Ward, as prior owners. Have you heard of them?
Ward. Sounds familiar. Were they the last owners?
Yes.
Well, that's not too long ago. Somebody should remember them. Why don't you ask around?
I intend to.
Quite a story.
Well, all things considered, I can't really blame Scott for not believing that Dominique and I had the same father. And I did lie about most everything. But I am going to have the proof I need very soon.
And of course, being in a position to claim a rather hefty share of the inheritance never crossed your mind.
Well, I am the rightful heir.
I wish you luck.
Thank you.
So, what's next? You've decided to stay in Port Charles. You have yourself an apartment.
A job. I mean, obviously, the deception one is history.
PR, right?
Yes, I have a fairly strong background in PR, and, well, it should be pretty easy to get a job, she says with hope.
Well, I'll keep my ears open.
Thank you. Well, you did say that we were going to exchange stories.
Oh, you don't want to hear about me. I wouldn't even know where to start.
How about the company?
You'd be bored stiff in 2 seconds.
You're probably right. I really don't know the first thing about business. But you must be important to ELQ. I mean, you seem so, busy.
I'm Chief Executive Officer.
Wow. And is ELQ exclusively owned by the Quartermains?
Not exclusively. At one time, Bill Eckert owned a rather large block of shares. But those shares are now under the control of my friend, Damon Smith. Have you met him?
Briefly. Boy, that must really complicate things. I mean, you know, when it's time to vote on something. I mean, it's who controls what is really the key.
It's true. Even one share, half a share, can make all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
Oh, and one more favor.
Sure, anything for the cause.
I know that Mac is going to ask you to sell.
Oh, no, don't worry. Okay, I'll find some way to put him off.
Well, you see, that's what I love about women. You don't have to waste time with drawn-out explanations.
I can look at the sky and predict the rain. I can tell when a woman's got another man. I'm the one. Ow! Ooh, I'm the one. I'm the one. I'm the one. The one.
Hello.
I'm the one. I'm the one. The one they call the seventh son.
Eddie, my love.
What's shaking, Tut?
Ugh, don't even ask. I just ripped a nail.
Oh, no, don't tell me.
Enough about the nail. We got a gig.
Already?
When I tell you I'm gonna do something, I do it.
Well, this is gonna be much worse than I thought.
Eddie?
See, I've been, giving this some thought. I'm starting to have, some second thoughts.
Murder, okay? That is what I am gonna do to you if you even think of backing out on me now.
I'm just joking, all right? It was a joke. I'm kidding.
You're such a comedian.
But, I am having some regrets.
Not about us.
Actually, it's very much about us.
Oh, great. Here it comes, right? The old kiss-off.
I wish I could kiss you right now.
Flatterer.
My only regret is having to get out of bed with you in the first place.
Thanks. You look a little green. You saw Ryan. What happened?
On second thought, I don't want to burden you with this.
Well, I got the impression you wanted to talk about it.
I did. I do. But it just occurred to me how monumentally selfish that is. Ryan isn't your problem anymore. He's mine.
I want to know what happened. Not because I care about Ryan, but because of you.
I appreciate that. It helps to have you to bounce off of.
Well, how did it go? Did he recognize you?
Oh, yes. And I thought we were making some progress for about a minute. Just as I thought we were beginning to find some common ground, he shut down so emphatically, I have my doubts that he ever opened up.
And you always will. Ryan wears many faces, and he knows just exactly which one you need to see. Don't ever forget it.
You think I'm wasting my time, don't you? You don't believe Ryan will ever be
I
rehabilitated?
know it's not what you want to hear.
Don't tell me what I want to hear. Tell me the truth.
I think that Ryan is capable of convincing you that he's better, but there's a deep, dark, twisted side about him in his soul that could never get better, and you can't fix it. Nobody can fix it.
I don't agree. He has demons, but they can be faced and conquered. I'm not sure how much you really understand about why my brother is the way he is. He's been virtually alone ever since he was a child. No one on his side. Desperately trying to please a woman who hated him because he existed. He has scars.
So you think you can heal him?
I have to try. It may be the reason I became a psychiatrist.
I think you're setting yourself up for a big fall.
Maybe. Would you be terribly upset if I stayed in Port Charles for a while?
What upsets me is Ryan being cured and set loose on the streets again. But you, no. It doesn't upset me at all. I'm getting kind of used to you.
No, you can't pay here, even though you're very childish.
You'll never turn a profit with that attitude.
Not off you, Emily.
May this ever be over.
Yes, it will. We came back to finish it. We knew it wouldn't be easy. I know you're frightened, Angel. But this is the last time. I promise.
Is there anything that I can say to you to make you change your mind about how you're going to do this?
No. Trust me.
This is not about trust. This is about what's right and wrong.
Sunday, Clark Kent discovers he's a strange visitor from another planet. Can he keep this super secret to himself? Don't miss Lois and Clark.